Well, Star Trek Into Darkness is hitting theaters in just 2 short days. I may have some mixed feelings about this new iteration, though it never fails to respark my interest in classic space opera, specifically The Next Generation. It's one of my favorite television series of all time, and that's why I'm reviewing Star Trek The Next Generation Echoes from the Past for SEGA Genesis and Star Trek Starfleet Academy Starship Bridge Simulator for 32X. Good lord. Echoes from the Past doesn't follow any particular plot from TNG's 7th season run. It's an entirely new adventure based in a galaxy far, far away. Whoops, wrong franchise. You're given a faithful recreation of the 3rd season's opening intro, complete with Jerry Goldsmith's iconic Star Trek theme. Surprisingly, it holds up very well on Genesis, and it has me itching to play every time I press power. Damn, if watching the familiar SEGA logo transport on and off screen doesn't have you primed for the final frontier, I would question your fandom. The game begins in Picard's ready room, giving us the plot as if it were a log entry, much like the show. The Romulans recently lost contact with one of their vessels around the neutral zone. Starfleet offers up assistance only to be rejected. That puts Starfleet's hackles up. Of course, they send their flagship, the USS Enterprise, to investigate. You're soon called to action when Picard and company receive a distress signal from a Vulcan geologist, or archaeologist, whatever. Her name is Dr. Talaris. Her dig site is crawling with Romulans and requires assistance. Not only does this kickstart the narrative, but it introduces you to the interface. The player has open access to the bridge, and it looks just like the show. Seriously, great attention to detail here. We have the con station where you set the coordinates and engage engines. There's several star clusters with numerous planets, moons, and star bases. This is a tad misleading because it gave me the impression that I could explore all these destinations fully, but much of it is just for show. Then there's the ready room. The captain boils everything down for you here, and it's invaluable when you've been away from the game for an extended period of time. Which reminds me, Echoes from the Past has a built-in battery backup. No passwords required. You save via the computer station, which doubles as a mini Star Trek encyclopedia of sorts. Tons of information about alien cultures, planets, ships, and the list just goes on. It's not entirely necessary, though it's a nice addition. Tactical is where you engage hostiles in battle. When selected, the screen splits between the viewer and tactical. Space battles are awesome. You have phasers, photon torpedoes, and shields. Some may argue this, but there is some strategy required. If forward shields give way, you can turn the ship about and fire aft weapons, giving the deflectors time to regenerate. Combat is intense and it keeps me on the alert. Mind you, many conflicts can be avoided through diplomacy, but there's really no talking to some people. Blowing enemy battlecruisers to Kingdom Come can be serious fun, but you're gonna take damage. This brings us to engineering, where you have to assign resources to repair ship functions. Hostile encounters happen at random, so you'll be in the middle of a mission, get into a fight, then carry on with your assignment, forgetting to repair the ship. Before you know it, the Enterprise is getting pulverized and boom, game over. At least there's the save feature. That's just life on the ship. Then there's away missions. Select transporter and you're given a selection of crew members. The main cast is available, Picard, Pimp Daddy Riker, Pinocchio, and the rest, as well as a wide selection of throwaway ensigns. The first away mission is simple, stop the Romulans. You're given a communicator, a phaser, tricorder, or whatever, it really depends on the crewman. In any case, you need to stop these green-blooded bastards and save the Vulcan chick. Your phasers have unlimited energy, though there's no way to regain health, unless you had the forethought to bring Dr. Crusher with you. If you take on too much damage, Enterprise beams you back. It isn't a major concern. I can't remember the last time I died on an away mission. Graphics may be simplistic when compared to the bridge, but it looks nice. Great use of color, and the animation's fantastic. It looks kind of funny whenever you're attacked. Never did that in the show. Aiming phasers is imprecise. You can only fire straight ahead or at a 45-degree angle. It even reminds me of Resident Evil. You can't walk and shoot. Whenever you fire the phaser, your crewman stops dead in his tracks. Now that's all well and fine in Resident Evil because I can shoot anywhere. Here you don't have that ability. This is kind of annoying, but action isn't the primary focus, so it's forgivable. The next mission has you rescuing aliens in distress. All you have to do here is repair their wayward vessel while avoiding their automated defense system. When you start the mission, the level is completely dark. The computer is offline. This is where I found some crewmen had special abilities. Data has night vision while Geordi can see in infrared. Or is it the other way around? Whatever, it's cool. When you complete the mission, you're given a real mystery to uncover, the IFD, a device that allows its user to reshape matter and energy. Obviously, if the Romulans should get their hands on this, we're fucked. While there are some familiar cues from the show, much of the music is original. God, that's badass. Honestly, gameplay can be tedious at times, though I feel this is a solid adventure game that does justice to its license. Alright, time to engage the 32X. This one impressed me with the logo. Aside from the visual flair on display, the audio is awesome. Full stereo sound that's crystal clear and free of distortion. Definitely one of the better examples of audio on 32X. Unlike echoes from the past, Starfleet Academy drew inspiration from the classic film series. The developers even went so far as to revive James Horner's theme from Wrath of Khan and Search for Spock. That's a nice bit of fan service right there. Where the game really disappoints is gameplay. I appreciate what they were trying to do, but this game somehow rivals the boredom I experienced watching Star Trek Nemesis. The meat of the game centers around the simulator, obviously, though you have no fucking idea what you're supposed to do unless you read the instructions. Yeah, those little booklets nobody seems to give a shit about anymore. Even then, it's not like you're thrown into the heat of battle or anything exciting. Instead, you're playing catch with space buoys, learning how to initiate yellow alert and boring crap like that. Yes, I know this is supposed to be a bridge simulator, not a war simulator. I get it. Maybe I'm just in the wrong mood. Then again, even if I weren't, I'm not so sure it would make a difference. In Echoes from the Past, the gameplay is split between bridge operations and away missions. On top of that, there's a well-written story holding your attention. Bridge Simulator has a story, but it's inconsequential. You're given the option of creating a character, male or female, though it has little to no effect on the narrative, so what's the fucking point then? Besides the simulator, you can listen in on lectures that give you tips on how to progress. If you're a fan of the series, though, you already know all this crap. There's the mess hall where you can engage fellow cadets in some stimulating conversation, or play a game of pool. Fun. Starfleet Academy uses a password system which you access from your living quarters. Then you have the simulator served straight up. No hunting down space garbage and taking it back to base. Just blow the fuck out of everything. You can go solo or head to head. There's a wide array of ships like the classic and refurbished Constitution class vessels, Excelsior, Miranda, Klingon, and Romulan battlecruisers, even a Tholian ship. You know, from the Tholian web. Never mind. If you're going alone, there's some options here. A simple versus against the computer where you choose both ships, or you can take on a scenario from Balance of Terror, Wrath of Khan, or Undiscovered Country. Great idea, but you better be able to fill Kirk's shoes because they're harder than the infamous captain seducing an Orion slave girl. Now the bridge is just a 2D frame with minor animation. That's okay, again there's a lot of detail here with vibrant colors. Weapons, shields, and speed are monitored on either side of the view screen. Now the one thing that kind of annoys me about all this shit is that whenever I choose the Tholian ship, I'm given the bridge of a Romulan battlecruiser. Just so you know, this is what Tholians look like. Now these are Romulans. See the difference? Let me just say that Starship Bridge Simulator isn't an awful game. It pays great respect to the series and it can be entertaining. That being said, I prefer Echoes from the Past. The 16-bit journey is far more engaging with varied gameplay, solid visuals and sound, decent control, and an original story. I say stick with Genesis. She may not look like much, though she's got it where it counts, kid. I know that's Star Wars, but it applies here.
We are SEGA.